What's going on, guys?
That's good.
What's good, guys? Welcome to... Oh, perfect. Yeah, that helped a lot. Perfect. Can you guys see us?
Can you see us?
Perfect.
So what you want to talk about?
I don't know. We came in this, like, so unprepared.
Yes, and we're days late.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. If this is uploaded on time, it'll be uploaded on Thursday. But you may notice I didn't post last week. My bad.
Oops.
Life's been getting hard.
As it does. Ooh,
As it does.
on that topic,
Yeah.
I think I've probably mentioned to you that I have like the Duolingo app, which
Yeah.
is super cool. And I was doing Spanish. I was studying Spanish forever, and I felt like it was not like
Really?
retaining, and it was really annoying. So I was like, I'm just gonna switch languages.
Yeah.
So I've been studying French.
French. Say something in French.
C'est la vie.
Ça la vie. C'est la vie.
It's spelled like C apostrophe ST
Oh.
space and then LA and then space and then VIE.
Damn.
So, but
Oh,
the
what
C
does that
with
mean?
the apostrophe is like its own little thing. Like they just added on to like it's its own like.
Really?
I don't remember what it.
But like you can put it in front of other words.
In front of other French words, and it like it changes, and then they have the masculine and feminine as well as the Spanish.
Latino
Yes.
type thing.
Yes, exactly. And they are both romantic languages. Their origin.
Really?
Yes, and my husband, it's still really.
Mi husbando.
Mi esposo. I don't know what it is in French. Anyways, he said that English comes from like we think that it's Germanic origins,
Mhm.
so it's very like harsh and very like to the
Yeah.
point, and which is why it can be hard to study other languages, like learning
Yeah.
other languages after like Spanish or English being your first language.
Yeah.
Because like we're taught like the sentence structure is set up specifically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's like
very-
in Spanish, it's backwards. Like
Somewhat, yeah.
leave, have fun, or I
Or
don't know.
like, this is always the example I use of like black cat. Like we would say a black cat. They would say, shit, I didn't.
That's okay.
They would say, oh shit, I'm drawing a blank. I literally just had it. It's
The black cat.
The
The cat is black. Would that?
yes, that's what it is. Have I already said this before?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just
they'd be
assuming.
like, El gato negro is like how it would be. I can't say that.
Edit that out. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
noticed other languages have black is like bad. Like said badly.
It sounds bad
Yeah.
if you're like using it inappropriately. But
Yeah.
I think it's literally like the name of a color.
I mean, that's all it is. You know. But we're learning Spanish out here, guys. And let's talk about equality for a second.
Yeah, let's do that.
If you're against equality, thumbs down to you. Okay, we don't stand for that.
No,
So
we have zero tolerance.
0.
Also on that topic,
Yeah.
why are like freaking specific white people so just like deeply racist? Like, for
Yeah.
what?
That's what we were
Does
talking
that
about
make
before this, about a whole issue at a workplace of ours that somebody said a really bad slur. And
and meant it like is the
meant
like,
it,
well,
yeah.
I mean, even if they didn't mean it, you can't say it.
can't
but it's
say
just like
that,
they were
yeah.
so like
Hateful about
using
it.
hatefully.
Yeah. And we just want to say that's not cool at all. We were talking about before this that like what it's probably, I would say it's all about their growing up and how, because if your parents say that, then that's like okay. Like I don't know, it just seems like when you grow up with people saying it around you, it doesn't seem as bad. So they grow up just with instant prejudice because that's what their parents told them.
It's pathetic on the parents' part.
Oh yeah, and
100%.
it's because it's their parents and then their parents. It's like it's just the hate recycles,
Mhm.
you know. Well, we're here to break that. we're
Right here, right.
I'm voting for a law where if you have racist kids, we're gonna have to kill them off.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about it. It's China does the same thing, except if you're more than a second child, right?
I don't really know. I've
Me
heard
neither.
that. I've definitely
Yeah.
heard that. But I don't really know. I've not looked into it. But we should. I will definitely do that. Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think.
now- Oh, sorry. Please.
Sorry, I was just saying. I don't know. Communism seems so awesome. I'm kidding.
I went to pick up food the other night, and at the restaurant I went to, there was a Republican, I assume, like senator of some sort at this restaurant, and their van was like bright red. I don't know if this is giving out way too much information.
No.
I really don't know who this person is. Say
it.
It's funny because it was just like this very bold, like you knew exactly what he was about. And on the back of his van, it said, "Ban communism." That was it. Like in quotes.
Freedom of speech, you know. And honestly, I'm not 100% against that.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% for that or against it. I'm not even gonna say where I stand.
Yep. We're not about that.
We're not about the political
Yeah.
podcast.
As you can probably tell. But
Yeah, but
it is interesting, and you should learn about it, and you should learn your facts. And
That's
you
right.
should study.
And vote.
Yes.
And vote.
And vote. Use your rights.
That reminds me, I was at a Mexican restaurant one time, and there was a senator there, South Carolina senator, and people kept going up to him and like taking pictures. And it's like, sometimes you feel like, should I take a picture with this guy?
Yeah. What gives people the self-righteousness to say like, I'm going to go interrupt this person's meal that they're probably having with their family, and
hey, sorry to bother you,
right.
but can I snag a picture from you?
I'm sure that gets really old, but I'm sure that you also kind of are
Get used to it.
prepared for that, getting into it. But I don't think that's something that I would ever really prepare for personally.
That reminds me, I had a couple of guests come in at my work, and they were high on heroin, and they took a menu that you can't take. It's like sort of the house menus, you know. You
like
keep
the
it
laminated.
Yeah, like we keep that and reuse it. They came in, took it, and said, "We're gonna take this with us. This is a to-go menu, right?" I said, "No, we have our to-go, like our menu online, and you can take that with you, but we don't give out the menus." And she was like, "We don't do online." And I'm like, "You okay? Guest is always right." Actually, you could just take that with you. I
Sweetie.
don't give a shit enough to get into this argument with you. So she started writing. She got a permanent marker out and started writing on our menu. And she was like, "So what is this? Is this good? What's your most famous?" And I was like, "I would say this and this." And then she started like writing down like first famous, second. And then I said, "If you're more into plain stuff, you can have this." And then she writes it. Like she's going all across the thing, just writing essays on it. And I'm like, you can't. Meanwhile, and don't take this at all as I'm like making fun of drug addiction or like making them seem crazy. It was just really sad to see her husband in the back. As he was writing stuff down, and as he was writing it down, he was like nodding out, and then his eyes would close for a really long time. It was just and then you can tell the wife, her eyes had like super black circles around. It was just sad.
Yeah.
It was just sad. At first I was sort of like, what are you guys doing? Like, you can't just do this. And then you sort of realize like they're not in their right mind, you know? I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm also interested, who doesn't do online? It's 2022.
There are so many people out there that really, like, I was helping a coworker today that doesn't really they don't have internet at their house.
Oh, really?
And I know I literally just got Wi-Fi, but like I have internet, like I use my phone.
It's not like you're against it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that we have it now.
Yeah,
Like, it makes
exactly.
everything better.
I really don't understand, because when you say you don't do online, what do you mean? Like, by this point, we all have online.
I feel like it's to not be tracked, I'm sure, because
Yeah,
your
that makes
identity
sense.
is tied, like my entire, you know what I mean? That's why you have to have security on it, and that's why you should do your research on cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've
No, yeah.
being preachy, but
That's a good point,
I feel
though.
like that's important.
That's important. It honestly is, because it happens a lot. You know, getting your like IP address leaked is actually Not saying I know how, but it seems
Mhm.
surprisingly easy. That
Yeah.
like if people don't like you enough, they'll put in the effort to dox you. And
And then there are just people out there that are just looking for money and looking to just take things like Ben had his points stolen off his Pizza Hut app.
what?
Like, we had 3 free freaking pizzas.
Are you freaking kidding me?
And some bitch out in like Idaho or something.
Oh my God.
Like is eating our pizza that we worked hard for and we paid so much money to get all those.
We got to dox her back and then kill her dog.
Seems appropriate for this.
Hey, Fluffy.
The punishment fits the crime.
Yeah.
Don't steal food out of hungry people.
No. You go into her house to kill her dog, and the dog has a pizza in its mouth, and you're like, that's my fucking pizza. And then you shoot him in the head. You
Oh my
bitch.
gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
You paint a
So-
vivid picture.
So basically, just don't be stealing pizza points.
That's what I'm trying to get at here.
That's all she's trying to
If that's
say.
all you hear from me tonight. Don't take pizza points.
Don't.
It's wrong.
And don't do drugs.
Never. Ever.
Seriously. Yeah, drugs is a sad thing. Seeing it in public. And it's different. I'm not saying like somebody comes in high on weed. I'm not. That's just, I don't know.
That's a different story.
That's
in
a
my
different story.
opinion. But what do
When I
I
say
know?
drugs, I'm saying like heroin, meth. Because
Like
here's the
stuff
thing.
that really ruin people's lives.
Yeah. Because like when people come in, I don't look somebody coming in high as much as I don't look differently to a person drinking at the bar. They're both, alcohol is more dangerous. So
Yep.
whatever. But when they come in on heroin and you could see they're nodding out, I don't know. It's
You
just,
get concerned. And
You
you're
do.
like, I don't know this person at all, but
yeah.
just as a,
And they seem like, honestly, sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah,
interrupt,
please
but
continue.
like, they seem like good people.
Mhm.
You could tell there was like that little light inside of them. It's still like they were
Yeah.
super kind, like said please, and I don't know. It's just sad to see,
I
you
think
know.
a lot of times people are really just down on their luck, and then
Yeah.
some people
Absolutely.
either like I don't know, they just get with the wrong people, or
Yeah.
they like
Honestly,
look for
can I go
things.
on a rant?
please.
So like 60% of the heroin base, people who start doing heroin, they don't just out of the blue. It's so rare for people to go out of the blue. Even doing like weed and then pharmaceuticals and then stuff like that. That's not really common. I'll tell you what it is. Purdue University. You fuckers. That is big pharma. They come in and they have a whole sales team. Okay, they train these people extensively on how to sell, what to say when a doctor is like, there is no opioids that are non-addictive. They train them exactly what to say. So they went to all these small counties and sold all these doctors on the idea of the first non-addictive opioid. And that, my friend, is how this whole opioid epidemic started. Because these fuckers, big pharma, they're so concerned about money. Who gives a shit about human life? It's money.
Yeah, pathetic.
It is.
I saw a YouTube clip, and it was a moral thing, and
Yeah.
it said, okay, and the scenario kept getting like more and more like, oh my god, what would I actually do? But
Yeah.
the very last one, I think, was, okay, if there was a dog falling off a cliff like to its death, or a human falling to its cliff, or falling off this cliff into their death, who would you choose, or what would you choose? And it's like,
Damn.
I do love dogs,
Yeah.
and I don't really love a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I feel like consciousness makes the difference.
Yeah.
And then what if you like knew this person was a piece of shit? Would that make your decision easier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I knew the person, it would make it a lot easier to make a decision because they
Yeah.
either care about them and like them,
Yeah.
save them, or they happen to own a restaurant.
And and then the next one was like, okay, what if it was a person, like an old person, like
Yeah.
super old, like probably is not going to hang on much longer, or a small child?
Yeah.
What would you do there?
Children can be annoying.
They can be, but so can old people. You know, we're not ageist, but
I am.
but you, like,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
They are particularly more rude. I don't know if we're gonna be like that when we get older.
We're
But I
gonna
hope
be
not.
Cool as shit.
Yeah, we're
What
gonna
are
be
you
cool as
talking
hell.
about?
It's just they come in, hey, how you guys doing? 2. I'm like, bitch, are you serious right now? 2. How about 2? T. Tootie.
I had no idea where you were going with that. But
Me neither.
it's just-
You ever start a sentence and you don't know where you're going with it?
oh my gosh. It's so annoying that no one that I work with has seen The Office. But there are
Really?
so many quotable moments, and I so often I'm like,
Yes.
saying
They don't
stuff-
get it?
no, and it's so sad. And then I will sometimes say them anyways, and sometimes it's taken well, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just looked at sideways, and I'm like, you wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it. It's an inside joke. I love inside jokes. I'd love to be a part of one someday.
Another.
Oh my
Finger.
god. At my work, when we're super slow, we have Peacock on our big TV, and I don't know if I showed you
Awesome.
that, but like everybody gathers around the bar and just watches The Office until somebody comes in. It's so much
you are
fun.
living the dream.
It is. It is. It's honestly like my favorite job I've ever had. So shout out them.
Shout out them.
Yeah.
Way to go.
We don't have to listen to like intense worship music for 6 hours
Can we
of the
talk
shift.
about the culture shock of leaving a very
Yes. Yes.
specific
Religious
business model?
organization.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't mean to finish that for you, but if we want to be honest, it's a religious organization that, because you know,
Like, it's knowingly they broadcast it, and they're like, we are this,
Exactly.
and it's like, okay, like everyone
Yeah.
accepts
and
it
you
for what
accept it,
is.
right? Because like you know what you're getting into when you apply there. That's not their problem. But it is a huge culture shock.
Mhm.
Like going from somewhere like that where secular music is like a no-no. And the crazy thing is the kitchen are nothing alike. Nothing alike.
Yes. Is that the same for working there at this newer place? Is
Yeah.
the kitchen and the front staff just
Totally different. The kitchen, it's crazy. At previous workplace, the people in the back were sort of similar to the people in the front. They were mostly nice. They were like high school kids. Like this place is like, and all restaurants are like this. I'm not just saying it's specifically my place, but a lot of them are. These are jobs that are very forgiving if you have a like criminal record. So you have a lot of like people who just got out of jail, and it's honestly really cool. They're nice people.
It's like a second chance.
People get out of rehab and come. It's just very different. What time was this at? I'm gonna edit this out.
5:49.
Okay, 1834 is a timestamp. Okay. How should I restart that? I didn't even know until you said
It's
something.
so different because working at a place like previous work.
Yeah, it's so crazy because, you know, a kitchen at the previous restaurant is, they're a lot more clean cut. Like, you know, you would never see a vape in sight ever. Like, that's the last thing. And then at a restaurant business, like a really sit down restaurant, nobody back there doesn't smoke cigarettes. Like, it is just so normal. People will.
And smoke breaks are an actual thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to use your
yeah.
lunch break
Oh
for
my
it.
God, yes. It's like they actually take it seriously. I remember the orientation. They're like, we get addictions. We understand that these chemical addictions are hard to break. So if you do have a cigarette break, all we ask is like make sure it's not when we're super busy.
Yeah.
So they're super just cool with like and forgiving.
Yeah, that's
You know,
awesome.
kind of like the message of Christianity. You know,
Very interesting.
very interesting.
Yes, my experience at a dine-in restaurant was the kitchen and the front were very different as well. But I think the difference from the time I worked there to compared to what you're working with now is this specific restaurant, and I'm sure it's still the same way. They only hire specific people, and I know you're not supposed to do that, but
Yeah, but they do.
but everything's under the table. Like
They look.
everything.
I'm not trying to like stereotype, but anytime you go to a place like this, it's like everybody has the same shape. Not shape. Like they have the same character.
Yeah.
You know, very clean cut, modest. You know, just.
the way that they're presenting themselves is in a specific, like they want you to
Yes.
read something off of them, and you're
Right.
gonna read that. Like,
It's very, I would say it's very military compared to just free flow. Everybody, as long as you're getting the job done and it looks like this when it's done, then you're cool. But this place is like it's like you're in the military, and each step has to be specifically 100% precise. Your badges, like your name thing, is supposed to be 100% in the right place, look perfect.
no
If you
smudges.
No smudges. If it's coming in wrinkled, that's a write up. If
I have
you
been
don't have a
written.
belt on, that's a write up. Like, your uniform and the way you stand and present yourself is super important compared to just a free flow, whatever.
Yep,
I
and
don't
even
know.
if you do have to work in the back and get really sweaty and greasy and disgusting,
Oh my God, you still
you're
have to have
expected to look
perfect
like this, and it's like,
shirt tucked in, belt, badge. Make sure it's
I would love
3
working
buttons
in the
up.
kitchen though. Like
It's
that was
awesome.
probably, I think I would prefer that in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Talking about the previous workplace, not my
Yeah.
talking about that one.
Yeah.
Not the dine-in restaurant, but yeah, at this not dine-in restaurant. I would love working in the kitchen because
Yeah.
it really was like the culture of just being back there was just
Yes.
like, we get it, like it's
Yes.
hot, it's miserable back here, but we're just vibing and
Yeah.
we just hang out. And
If you
it's
think
great.
you like that, a dine-in restaurant is totally. It's way less strict. You have a lot of freedom. Come in wearing whatever you want. The only rules they have about clothes is as long as it doesn't show like your personal bulges or like the outline of stuff. That's all they
And,
ask
like,
for.
you would think like you wouldn't want to come to work looking like that. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna like, especially if you're a server, like you
Yeah.
don't want people to think you're dirty or like
Exactly. Or gonna do something extra
yeah.
for a tip.
So I feel like naturally, like
Yeah.
that would create this safe atmosphere. If it's like, okay, well, I want to look nice, but I'm glad that I don't have to fit this
Yes.
standard. So like,
Yes.
we'll meet in the
Yeah.
middle, and this is great.
I think the best way to describe it is it's like this dine-in place. You express yourself, dress how you want to express yourself in an artistic form. This place is like, we don't give a fuck about your personality or how you want to express yourself.
You have
You
to buy
wear
it from this brand,
place.
and even if it bankrupts you,
Yeah,
you better be buying
buy it. And then you have to look like everybody else, and you are expressing this company's, I don't know, just like view.
it. Mm,
But I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So
But you would love a kitchen. You would love a kitchen in like a restaurant.
So all this time I've thought I was an introvert, and I still do think that for
Yeah.
the most part. But I think that I'm somewhere in the middle because
Really?
I really do feel like I enjoy like having like meaningful conversations, even if they're very
Yes.
short. And so you can get
Yes.
that from being a server. Like you
Dude.
can really like connect with people a
Yeah.
lot better than like 30 seconds at the window.
Hey, how you doing? Order for Blake. All right, there you go. Have a good.
It almost feels like robotic.
Yes,
some
you
point.
say the same thing over and over, same pattern, same steps. It's like it gets repetitive. The only thing that scares me is a lot of people. This is all they know. They grew up in this industry, and that's what I'm scared of. And I'm not shaming that. If you like that and like that's what you enjoy doing,
Yeah.
hell yeah, all the power
it.
to you. But for me, I don't know. People grow up in it and they don't know anything else, and then work there for the rest of their life. I don't particularly want to work at a restaurant when I'm in my 40s, 50s. You know?
Don't blame you. Getting out of it, because that's the only thing I'd ever worked, was just such a like, oh my god, like what
Yes.
is life? Like what is?
Because you're so used to cooking food being fast, and then I mean I don't even know because I've never worked at a non-restaurant, but I'm sure it's a lot more slow paced.
I mean, there are the moments, and there are really stressful moments because you're dealing with like actual people, like you're like
Yeah, I bet.
messing with them, but or not messing with them, but you know what I mean. Like
You're actually sucking off these people.
You're operating on them.
Yeah.
And it's you're also doing them a service. But it's like I've received people like wanting to tip me before, and I'm like, literally, this is like
Yeah.
what you like. I don't know. It's just different. And you've almost received tips from like, we weren't supposed to receive them at
But I did.
previous workplace, but
Fuck them.
but like I feel like when you're working in a food business, I think that it's appropriate because there's an
Absolutely.
expectation that's like you know, and
Yeah.
and you know that they're not making like the most money that they could make, and so it's like,
Yes.
okay, I feel like that's appropriate.
Absolutely.
I don't think that should be.
That's one
taken
rule
away
I
from-
never understood. Like, that's what part makes them seem evil, is like when you don't even let them keep a tip. This person is wanting to tip this person. You want to tip. It's a win-win.
And no one's gonna be mad about it. Like they'd be like,
Yeah.
man, I wish I was the server. Or you know, it's like,
Yeah.
kind of like the team knows. Nobody's gonna be mad about it. Like,
Yes.
if that's what you're worried about, like, 'cause that's the only thing that I could imagine making sense for you not to let people.
Yeah.
Food
They're
workers
just mad that
make
it's
sense.
not money going directly to them. So they're like, fuck you. You don't get any money that comes from other people. It's just from us.
Yeah.
And it makes you want to kill them. Like,
I love that. That's immediately like the solution. Just kill him.
makes you want to stab them. I don't know. But yeah. Moral of the story. Don't work at our previous workplace. I went by there yesterday. Not my previous workplace, but my previous workplace. I had to pick up my W-2, and it hit me hard that I don't miss that place at all. Still don't feed their employees.
I do. I get. Well, I don't.
Really?
So. Yeah, but
That's all that would
no
be said.
biggie. But it's funny because I don't know anyone except sometimes I'll know one person, and it's just
Really?
like, dang, like they've really phased out
Changed.
all of us.
That's so crazy, because you remember, like, you see how it, I don't know, it's like we both are thinking the same thing, but I don't know how to word it. It's like every year there's just a complete redo of the team, like remodel. Because you were there for a long time, and you were there firsthand,
like,
seeing
grew
the
up in it.
change. Yeah, and
I
you
was
see,
part of like a previous generation. Ben and I talk about this a lot because we remember there being just like power team.
yeah,
That was really there for a long time. Like, you know.
yeah, I know,
And
yeah.
so it's just like,
Yeah,
of that.
and none of them are there anymore. It's crazy because you grow up in it and you see firsthand. And honestly, when it's firsthand, it doesn't feel like everything's changing. It's just like certain people quit, and then another one, and then you look back and like you look back to last month, and it's a completely different place.
yeah.
You know,
You wish. What is that quote from The Office that Andy says on the very last?
you never know when it's the good old days until it's over, or something like that.
Yeah, man. That always just I can't watch that
Yes,
without getting
it's
emotional.
so sad, because we did have the good old days.
Did. We're not like shitting on everything. Like
Yeah.
there really was like great memories to come from it,
Yeah.
and
The community was what
Yes.
made it livable.
but I think that you will find your place wherever
Yeah.
you go. So
Yeah, thank you.
don't worry about it. But it
Yeah.
is like I don't know, you can reminisce. At least
Yeah.
I do a lot.
Yeah, me
Then I
too.
get really angry, but then I
Yeah.
reminisce some more, and then
Yeah, it always starts with reminiscing, and then you get pissed off. It always does. It's always like that.
so that's
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I
Okay.
think so. I just like I get really red in the face.
I just really want to punch everybody. We did that
Yeah.
in therapy yesterday. Oh,
Really?
wow. Well, like therapy is so funny because I'll go in and be like, here's the shit, and this is what's the problem, and she's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, let's talk about that, and I'm like, I just
I
said
didn't
it.
wanna
Like,
talk
I
about
just said it. And then she's like, well, where are you feeling it in your body? And I'm like,
Oh my God.
and I
Yeah.
have such a hard time sitting there and like visualizing and like
Me too.
finding whatever it is, and I don't know, like I was just like, I feel this cloud in my chest, and it's like not heavy, but I know it's there.
Yeah.
And it was just like I had to figure out how to describe it, and I'm like, I feel like a little kid, like, but I
Yeah.
guess this is
Having to describe it like that. Yeah, I've
like,
done
this
that.
is-
That's always weird when you have to like, where do you feel the heartbreak? I'm like, I always have to be like, in my ass. Yeah.
apple bottom jean.
Boots with the fur, with the fur.
Oh,
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
It can be helpful though, because sometimes you go in and it's like you just lay it all down and be like, I'm gonna shoot myself, and you tell them everything. Then other sessions is like, how you been? Good. just like so
true.
reserved.
So true.
So what's been on your mind? Nothing.
Elaborate on that, please.
You know.
Yeah, it is funny that but I look forward to mine. I missed mine last month, and sometimes I'm like, man, I'm in a good place. It's fine. I missed it. And then like right before, I get so like overcome with emotion that by the time I sit down, I'm crying, and I'm like, why am I crying? Like I literally haven't said anything. I don't even know what I'm thinking about right now, but I'm so upset.
Yeah.
I'd be like that. Do you ever get that?
I get like that sometimes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I just wanna. I haven't cried often in a while, but yeah, I get like that where it's just overwhelming, and you just, I don't know, you don't even know why you're feeling that way, but you're just in the mood to cry.
Yeah.
It's
So you just put on some sad music and then you go to town.
Elliott Smith.
I've got various artists. I have a playlist for that.
Really?
But one that I like is I know his name. I memorized this music and these albums by their album cover, and so I'm very bad at being like, oh, I know this person. But it's this guy that's laying in this field. It's Quinn. It's like it's XC.
Quinn XCII or something like that.
Yeah, but it's pronounced. I looked it up, and it's like Quincy 92 or something. I think is what it is. But he's got this album, and for the life of me, I cannot remember what it's called. But
let me see if I can find it.
Where they have Logic. He's got Logic in it, and it's called "A Letter to My Younger Self." Maybe that's the album. I know it's a song.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Let's see, Quincy. Oh yeah, Quincy. A Letter to My Younger Self.
So
Dude.
good. It's really good. You'll like that song. It's really good.
Oh yeah. Oh, I kind of freak with Quincy.
Yeah.
I kind of freak with him. Oh my god, that reminds me. I was in the bathroom at work the other day, and there was a baseball game that just got out, and it was like 3 10-year-olds in the bathroom and just a bunch of kids messing around. So I went to the urinal, and they all got really quiet and started giggling. This is all you heard. They're like, "Oh my god, Jackson, you're being so silly."
I want my boyfriend flush the toilet. Or whatever. I'm referencing a previous episode.
Dude, that is so funny. And then they just started giggling like little schoolgirls. They're like, "Oh my god, Jackson!"
Going to the boys' bathroom would be so weird. But
Yeah.
do you just get used to it? Like, is that just normal?
There's a bro code.
Okay.
And you've heard of this, I'm 100% sure.
There's a TV show about it on
Really?
like,
It's a whole, like, unwritten rule when you go to the boys' bathroom. Especially if you're above the age of, like, 13. If you're peeing or you're at the urinal, you never go...
stall next to you.
Yeah, you never go to the stall right next to you. You always take a step. You never... If there's nobody at the urinal, you never go to the middle because then somebody's forced to have to be beside you. And if you're already peeing and you can hear it, you don't talk to them. You just don't talk in the bathroom. That's just... Yeah, and same with washing your hands. You always don't go in the middle. You go to the right side of the... It's just... There's rules to make it less weird.
My experience in the boys' bathroom is different. I'm just kidding. No. No. Whenever, like, I use the ladies' room at, like, Target or whatever, there's usually someone with a kid, and usually, like, the kids will interact, or the kid will interact with you or something.
Yeah.
There's always conversation
Yeah.
in the ladies' room.
Damn. Really?
Mm-hmm. Like, every single time.
Really? Yeah, I mean, it's like that sometimes, but not often. It's just... It's a lot grosser, I'd imagine. It's just... Older guys are not ashamed at all to let out. It's just... It happens all the time. I'll go to the bathroom, you just hear... Oh! I just don't know. You know?
How did we get here?
This reminds me where we're not putting that flashcard at the front of the video, because then you skipped this part.
Yes, exactly.
Bro.
Oh my God.
Bro.
Was that you making the voice effects on that episode before, or were you using that app?
Oh no, I was using this app.
Okay.
It's my favorite thing ever. They got everything. Like when your girlfriend,
It is what it is.
Oh, I love that one.
you know.
That's our motto.
Bruh.
Yeah. It is. It is what it is.
It
We've
is.
said that for so long now. Did you know you could buy pregnancy test strips in bulk? Like 30 at a time.
30?
Yeah.
Dang, okay.
20 or 30.
I guess people aren't always pregnant.
Excuse me.
These-
There's 100 count pregnancy test strips bulk.
They are
Only for like
trying.
$20. Well, not trying. It's just like if you
But
don't,
it's like-
more like if you don't trust your IUD or something, and you just want to like make sure. I guess I don't know, but I could see that.
Where did you see that at?
It was TikTok. It was like somebody was posting like when you don't trust your birth control or something,
Oh, okay.
and they just buy like 100 bulk, and it was surprisingly cheap on Amazon. Like, so everybody look up pregnancy test strips, see how much it is. Leave a comment.
Like and subscribe below.
Links below. Check it out. I think my memory is low on my computer. I just want to make sure it's
Okay.
still recording.
Cool. So it's like it doesn't store to there; it stores directly to there.
Oh no, I'm scared the audio file like
Oh,
growing
okay,
it
gotcha.
will but that's just its own SD card, and you know,
Cool.
cool.
SD cards.
That's 3 gigawatts of uninterrupted RAM.
What is RAM? Can you explain that to me?
I can. It is short memory.
Okay.
It's a short memory processing. So I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. That basically means it can hold up to like, for instance, you're playing a game, you have Google up. There's a lot of things that the computer has to memorize to continue processing it. And basically that RAM stick is there just to keep all that short memory. And then your hard drive or like whatever storage that's for like long term. Like you want to keep it there if you want to keep a game. But that's just RAM is the short term memory basically. Yeah.
So what's
pretty
the
neat.
term of the long-term memory?
It would be either, it depends on what there's SSDs and then there's hard drives. Hard drives are like slow things. You pick it up, you put a game in your hard drive and it'll kind of be more slower. And SSD is like a really fast, it's like fiber internet type memory. So you pull it up, everything responds really fast. I might have got that wrong. I don't know.
Well,
I don't really know shit. So
cool. Neither do I. So it's cool.
excuse me. I'm so sorry.
Okay, rude.
Yeah. Anyway, what's up? So how you been, girly?
You know, just living the dream.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
How about you?
Good. No, it's honestly.
I'm glad.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
It's like I would have stayed in the nutsack had I known there'd be days like this. Yeah.
I
It gets
wish
hard sometimes.
it does. Well, we dropped a lot of office quotes this episode.
A lot of wisdom,
Yeah, nuggets, if you will.
a lot of hate,
Yeah.
a lot of love.
Just
Just love.
love. Love is love.
Love is love.
I like the different pride things you have in your.
Do I?
I feel like the Apple logo.
Oh yeah, that's.
I know that's not.
Yeah.
I was being silly, but that one definitely is question mark.
Let's
Maybe
see.
not,
I'm
though.
trying to see. I can't. I'm kind of deaf. I can't see.
Okay.
Are you talking about?
The Apple logo.
I think that was like their 70s logo, right? That was like before the rainbow was distinguished
I
as
don't know.
gay.
All this time I thought that's what it was, but either way,
I
pretty
think.
cool.
I mean, I may be wrong. I don't know when the like rainbow flag, like the pride flag, was distinguished or like defined with the LGBT.
Mhm.
You know, so I feel like at that time it was just like a hippie thing to do, and Apple was like a hippie company in San Francisco. I don't know.
Oh, neat. I really need to. I think Steve Jobs is interesting, but I've
Yeah.
never really.
He's kind of a
done-
dickhead, kind of a bad person, but he's honestly really interesting to
I
look into.
still would like to look into.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it honestly is really interesting.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe.
If you like the content you saw today, please
Share with your friends.
please share with your friends and check us out in 2 weeks.
More news later. Tonight, a 5-year-old shot his mother in the face. Stay tuned for tonight's 8 weather program. This has been River Wilson. Back to you, Lori.
Well, I think that about wraps it up for us, River. Thanks for that great outro and outro.
No
And
problem.
We will
Sounds
catch you
good.
next time. All right. You hang up first.
No, you.
No, you hang up
No,
first.
you ain't go first.
You hang up first.
No, you ain't go first.
You hang up.
All right.